let's discuss how to balance the Puppeteer. First you need to find out if the Puppeteer is bottom or upper heavy, and I will show you what happens when the rig becomes upper heavy. So we start out with the simplest configuration, with a camera on the gimbal, with a battery sitting on the camera, and a monitor on the side. If I place something up here on the side, for example, the balance will change if I have the Puppeteer roll in the center, because it wanna tip over. Let me show you how it looks like. I'm just gonna attach this one from the side, like so. So now I have everything centered, and because I have the monitor on the side, this one is on the side as well. So what I need is, I need to counter adjust the roll so we are perfect in the center instead. So in order to do this, I'll unhook the easy rig and take my Allen key number 4 and I simply slide this somewhere around here, and then I hope I'm in the center. If I'm not in the center, I keep on adjusting until it's leveled out. So let's check. On the side, it's a little bit tricky. All right. So let's see. Now I adjusted this, and it sits perfectly in the center. And you can see, if I use the Puppeteer, this is without any risers, I'm more or less in perfect balance. It doesn't want to tip over. It doesn't want to go back fast, so it's not bottom heavy. It slowly goes to the center. Now, what happens if I change the weight of the camera? Let's see. If I remove the camera battery, for example, then I have less weight down here and more weight up here. So the center of balance is changed. Now I need just to slide the camera a little bit so it doesn't, yeah. Let's keep it at that for the time being. If I instead place the battery on the handle instead, like this. Keep it on the side. Not want to turn it on so it's not important where the cable is. I'll place a fairly heavy red brick on the side here. Just gonna turn this one here. Let's see what happens. Now, first of all, the weight has changed. It's on the side here because of the battery. It also top heavy. Just want to swing over either back or front. So I need a little bit more force in order to operate. So to gain better balance again, first I want to check so we compensate for this one. like so. I more or less will go back a little bit. Like so. Just gonna change the tilt of the battery. So we have clearance. And I will check my side-to-side balance now. I still know that it will be upper heavy, so I'm gonna fix that one next. So now I see I'm pretty good in the center, but it still want to flip on each side if I let it go like this. And that's not what we want. So what we do then is we use the risers that we provide with the top handle. So I simply remove the two M6 10mm screws I have attached here. I remove the two washers. And I placed the two washers on the 40mm screws instead. Like so. And I insert it into the tilt bow. And since I'm being recorded, it got stuck. There we go. All right. I place the spacers or the risers, depending on what kind of mode you're in. There. And now I adjusted 20mm height. So that's what I'm gaining on the total center of gravity. And I make sure these are not rotated in a crazy angle. All right. There we go. Now I'll pick it up again. And now we are at perfect balance yet again. So depending on how much weight you place on the handle, how heavy the camera is, sorry for that, the total center of gravity will change, and you need to use different risers depending on how the total configuration looks like. If you have like two batteries and antennas and everything else on top, you might become upper heavy still with two risers. So we have an additional package with risers alone. That includes longer screws And then you can build up from 2 up to 4 risers instead. I don't think you will ever need more than 4 risers in any kind of scenario, but the choice is there to expand the height further on if you like to. All right, for the ones that attach on the handlebar instead, you automatically will be a little bit lower than the top handle grip, and the handlebar grip is shipped in this configuration, and with additional risers, they are inserted in between here with different M3 screws, so you can adjust the height like so instead. If you need even further to be this further up in attachment of the Puppeteer, you can do like the top handle grip, that you buy additional risers that you put here instead. Or not instead, additional to these. Then you can build up so the Puppeteer rises a little bit further, and you can use up to 3 risers. If you go higher than 3 risers, then you will be more or less in the same height as a top handle would be, and the handlebar grip wouldn't make any sense. So I would recommend, if you're not sure about your balance of the total configuration, is by starting with the top handle grip. Okay, didn't have anyone. Start with the top handle grip. If you feel that your rig is always bottom heavy and you want to get it as low height as possible, then you simply get the handlebar grip instead. Start from there. So there are plenty of options depending on how high up the Puppeteer will be placed on your rig. Thanks.